Well, greetings. How are you? So, tonight we're going to be listening to some clips from Jeffrey Epstein. Actually, so give me a second. All right. So, if you're in here, please like the button. And also, we are going to. Okay, so. On this side. Okay. Yeah, this is better. Okay, so what we're going to do is listen to the Jeffrey Epstein situation. Okay, let's go.
Remember him? Jeffrey Epstein still did not kill himself. He is still alive. My strong suspicion is, yes, just that he is alive and well somewhere.
Epstein has been on everybody's lips for quite some time, even though he met his death years ago. However, there has been a growing section of the population that believes the disgraced billionaire is still alive. And now, disturbing footage that supports this theory has surfaced on the internet and may soon go viral. So, is Epstein really alive? Jeffrey Epstein alive?
He's still alive anyway, so we can just go to his island.
Do you think he's still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's on that island.
Internet detectives have been on Jeffrey Epstein's case since news first broke out of his disgusting crimes. And after he was reported dead, they did not rest, as they now seem to have stumbled on yet another conspiracy. According to the internet, Jeffrey Epstein's death was faked. They maintain that he is still alive, and that drone footage taken on the island can confirm this. So which footage is this, and does it really show Jeffrey Epstein alive?
Picture of Jeffrey Epstein that was found. This is real, folks. This is actually a photograph of him on August 30th. Now, supposedly he died August 10th, but he was there August 30th.
In the weeks after Epstein was pronounced dead, drone footage of his island, Little St. James, was posted on a YouTube page called Rusty Shackelford, which has since been taken down from YouTube. The drone footage extensively covered Epstein's island and gave viewers a glimpse of what the island was like. In one of the videos, there were two men on golf carts, and one of them had grey hair and had a striking resemblance to Epstein. But was it really him? And why did people have doubts about his death? Well, there have been rumors that he was a Mossad intelligence agent and that he was being used to compromise high-profile people in Hollywood and in the US government, as well as gather intelligence for the Israeli intelligence. So, was Epstein really compromising Hollywood elites and politicians? Turns out, Epstein did reveal this during what would be one of his last interviews. In the summer of 2018, James B. Stewart, a writer for the New York Times, found himself inside the opulent Manhattan mansion of Jeffrey Epstein. A young woman, possibly in her teens, answered the door and ushered him in. Little did he know that this encounter would reveal a web of secrets that would send shockwaves through the corridors of power. Epstein, a convicted sex offender and financier, claimed to possess a treasure trove of damaging information about the rich and famous. As Stewart delved into the conversation, he was confronted with a disturbing reality: Epstein's knowledge of the darkest secrets of the elite. Epstein's claims were nothing short of astonishing. He boasted of an extensive network of connections to the world's wealthiest and most influential individuals. But it wasn't just their names that Epstein knew. He also claimed to possess intimate details about their sex lives and drug use. Stewart, intrigued by the potential implications of Epstein's revelations, pressed him for more information. The overriding impression I took away from our roughly 90-minute conversation was that Mr. Epstein knew an astonishing number of rich, famous, and powerful people and had photos to prove it, Stewart wrote. He also claimed to know a great deal about these people, some of it potentially damaging or embarrassing, including details about their supposed sexual proclivities and recreational drug use. Epstein's connections were far-reaching, spanning across industries and continents, from politicians to business tycoons, from Hollywood celebrities to Silicon Valley moguls. Epstein seemed to have an uncanny ability to infiltrate the inner circle circles of power. But how did he gain access to such influential figures? And what did they confide in him? According to the journalist, Epstein suggested that his own scandalous past made it easy for others to trust him with their secrets. He claimed that people confided in him without feeling awkward or embarrassed. It was as if his checkered history created a sense of camaraderie among the elite, a shared understanding of their own vulnerabilities. But that's not all. The billionaire used sick methods to get his way. Epstein's New York City mansion, located on the Upper East Side, was a fortress of secrets. Every room, every hallway, and every corner was meticulously monitored by hidden surveillance cameras. These cameras were strategically placed to capture every movement, every conversation, and every intimate moment of Epstein's guests. Disguised as innocent objects like clocks, lamps, and even artwork, these cameras undetectable to the untrained eye. Epstein's guests, including politicians, celebrities, and business tycoons, were unknowingly under constant surveillance, their every move recorded for his twisted purposes.
Remember him? Jeffrey Epstein. Still did.
All right, so y'all remember that? Hey, Wani11, how are you? Heading back now. Cool, cool, cool. Oh my goodness. So listen, we can at least take you on a ride. Headed back in the butterfly lounge. Okay, get into this. So we were discussing the Jeffrey Epstein because we all know what he was accused of and all those type of things, right? Well, let's get into it.
Installation of these surveillance cameras was not just for security purposes. Epstein had a sinister motive to gather incriminating evidence against his powerful friends. These recordings would later become tools of manipulation and control, ensuring their loyalty and silence. While Epstein's New York City mansion was a hotbed of surveillance, it was his private island, Little St. James, that took the concept to a whole new level. This secluded paradise became a playground for the rich and powerful, but little did they know their every move was being watched. Hidden among the lush foliage and pristine beaches were countless surveillance cameras strategically positioned to capture every moment on the island. From the main residence to the guest cottages, no area was left unmonitored. Epstein's guests, including politicians, celebrities, and even members of the royal family, were unknowingly under constant surveillance. These cameras were not only discreetly placed in the interiors of the buildings, but also in outdoor areas.
So listen, when we talk about cameras being discreetly placed around and things like that, well, remember they were saying in a lawsuit that there were cameras all around allegedly in Diddy's home. Okay. Every all things are alleged here. This is a trigger warning and this is fair use commentary. We don't know anything to be true. We are just listening and giving our opinion. None of this are facts. Okay. Wani says this whole situation is like an old, it's like an old school soap opera, isn't it? It's so like it has like so many loops and hoops and plot twist and you know child the names that are being mentioned, you know.
Areas, ensuring that no activity went unnoticed. Epstein's private island, once thought of as a sanctuary for the elite, became a stage for his twisted games of power and control. The recordings from these cameras were not just for Epstein's personal pleasure, they were part of a larger scheme, a blackmail operation designed to maintain his hold over his influential acquaintances. The footage captured on Little St. James became a tool to ensure their loyalty and silence. But how did Epstein use this surveillance system for blackmail? The answer lies in the compromising footage he obtained. Epstein meticulously catalogued and organized the footage, creating a vast library of secrets. When Epstein's powerful friends visited his properties, they were unknowingly entering a trap. Their actions, conversations, and most private moments.
Well, listen, when you talk about praying baby and the babies are continuing to thrive, yes, actually they'll be live in the the later AM because it's already AM. Yes. So they're going to be live all day today. Yes. I wonder where is his black book, where his black book is. And see, that's the thing. I'm glad that you went there because my Next line was going to be who knew about it, who got a copy of it, and this just seems like the playbook. This is like the playbook, the manual. Who's got that manual? And then remember, we were supposed to get a list with all those people that were up on that jet. It was the Clintons, they said. Why is everybody so hush hush up on that? And then these bridges collapse. Oh my goodness. Let me not even go there. Let's go.
Were captured on tape, providing Epstein with a powerful tool for manipulation. The billionaire would carefully review the footage, identifying moments of vulnerability.
You said the flight records might hold a clue? Absolutely. Well, see here, Diddy got a flight record as well, flying in and out, in and out, in and out. There's been people talking about what did she say? They were saying there were allegations that Carisha had hopped on a private plane to go and give Diddy his fix, allegedly. We don't know it to be true, but that's what they're saying. And I'm just thinking like this, they were saying that there was a fanny pack or a black bag, little small black bag that was there to provide stimulation whenever Diddy needed it, allegedly. That was an island not accessible by car. Exactly. And see, look, people are saying that that island looks like the Nickelodeon emblem. And they said that that emblem has been you know, revamped maybe like 3, 4, 5 times or whatever. But it does look like that island. Let's go.
Or illicit behavior. Armed with this knowledge, he would approach his friends, subtly hinting at his possession of the incriminating material. The fear of exposure and the potential consequences kept Epstein's friends trapped in a web of secrecy. They knew that their reputations, careers, and personal lives could be destroyed if the footage ever saw the light of day. Epstein's surveillance.
Now listen here. I want to take a piece of that and put this in this um Rodney Jones situation. When somebody has like some video of you and you don't want it to get out, you're gonna cooperate because from observation or just my opinion, let's just say that from my opinion, I could only imagine what an individual kind of suffered and dealt with when you talk about a legendary oh no, it's we had legends leave this earth and we almost lost I'll be sure. Hey Tangy Grace. Tangy Grace says, greeting my fellow royal butterflies. Hey Queen. Hey girl, hey. Hey girl, hey. Love you much. Get into this. One, two, three. Get up off them and do something positive with ourselves, okay?
System became a powerful tool for control, ensuring the loyalty and silence of his powerful friends. The mere threat of exposure was enough to keep them compliant with his desires.
Jeffrey took me into a room which is a little bit back further than this window, and it had all the computers and all these monitors, like the old-fashioned TV monitors, stacked.
This was one of Epstein's accusers, Maria Farmer, who came forward with a chilling revelation. She claimed that Epstein hid pinhole cameras throughout his luxurious Manhattan townhouse, using them to monitor the private moments of his victims. Farmer said the surveillance system, which included tiny pinhole cameras, appeared to be monitoring the home's bedrooms and bathrooms. I looked at the cameras.
So now this is the question. Misa Hilton got exclusive footage from that raid. How did she get footage from that raid is the question, y'all. Let's talk about it.
And I saw toilet, bed, bed, farmer revealed. I'm like, I am never gonna use the restroom here, and I'm never gonna sleep here. You know what I mean? It was very obvious that they were, like, monitoring private moments. Farmer was not the only one who was shown the room as another victim. Virginia Giuffre said she saw the room as well during the 2 years she was under Epstein's power. I'm looking at the monitors. I'm like, that's my room. That's the massage room. That's my shower. That's my toilet. That's everyone else's toilet in the house. That's everyone else's shower in the house. Every single corner of that house.
So listen here. When you think about it, who were his friends and how many of his friends knew his dirty deeds and secrets, you know? Because I don't know if you all know, that is a fetish for some people. That is a fetish. That is a kink. It is real. You said, did her son FaceTime her? Listen, that's a question too. Did he FaceTime her? But how does she get that footage? How does she get that footage? You might be right. Let's go.
Monitored. He was watching everybody all the time. This was a blackmail scheme. All those powerful people abusing underage girls, Virginia revealed in an interview. What is more interesting is that she revealed that the same was happening at Little St. James Island. In her memoir, she described the hidden passages in the island and the secret control room that was filled with monitors. What I could see when I stole a glimpse here and there was an array of
Now listen here. I don't know if y'all had seen when they had raided Diddy's home, and one of his rooms, it looked like a control room. Like it was all these wires and things like that. I'm assuming they're monitors, and I'm assuming that he does have surveillance. I mean, he's in a multi-million-dollar home, right? Let's go.
tiny screens, 20 odd or something, small screens showing various rooms of the mansion I had recognized. The images were constantly changing, so I found it hard to pinpoint an exact location, but from the decor and short glimpses, I suddenly knew from then on that my feelings of my every move being watched inside his corridors was now more than a possibility, but was actually happening, she wrote. Clearly, Epstein was monitoring all his visitors' actions and had a lot of compromising evidence against them. The installation of these...
Let's get into this. You know, that is like a violation of my privacy. I come over to your home, where, it's a party or whatever the case may be. Yeah. Um, and it's one thing to have a video crew out and they're capturing the moments. But when you're talking about, okay, well, let me excuse myself to the restroom and, get some privacy, and to find out that my privacy was violated, you know, maybe I wanted to step in there and make a phone call, but you're listening on the other end.
Question on many people's minds was he really using the footage to blackmail elites for his personal gain, or were there greater powers at work? Well, that is where his connection to Mossad comes in.
This guy has an island. On the island, he has a building that's colored in it's painted in the colors of the Israeli flag. They think he's a Mossad agent. He's some sort of intelligence agent.
Epstein's island did have a building painted in blue and white, just like an Israeli flag. But was he really an intelligence officer? Well, there is a lot that connects the billionaire to Mossad, and most of it...
Oh, girl, wait a minute. Oh, now this took a turn because they're trying to say that Diddy is an agent. So what happens to these agents, allegedly, if they are agents, right? What happened to them? You know, do they really go down? Do they really go to prison? Or is this all for show and then they just swindle them right on out? Let's take a listen.
Has everything to do with his then-girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, the daughter of British media mogul Robert Maxwell. Ghislaine was not only Epstein's longtime associate, but also his alleged accomplice in the exploitation of underage girls. Her father, Robert Maxwell, was suspected of having ties to intelligence agencies, including the Mossad. The Foreign Office suspected that Maxwell was a secret agent of a foreign government, possibly a double agent or a triple agent, and almost certainly financed by Russia. He had known links to the British Secret Intelligence Service, MI6, 6 to the Soviet KGB and to the Israeli intelligence service Mossad. 6 serving and former heads of Israeli intelligence services attended Maxwell's funeral in Israel, while Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Shamir eulogized him. Robert Maxwell's death is itself a mystery. The official narrative of his death was that he fell from his yacht, the Lady.
Oh, listen, while we're still here, let's go ahead and shop. Go ahead and get your crown adjustment. We just we launched a new mug, and it is your crown adjustment. So please get on over there and shop today. The link is right there. I'll go ahead and pin it. Well, actually, I can't pin it, but yeah, get on over there and shop today.
Lane and drowned in 1991. However, evidence from the book The Assassination of Robert Maxwell, Israel's super spy, painted a different picture. The book alleges that Mossad got rid of Maxwell after he threatened to blackmail Mossad and reveal secrets. Maxwell is claimed to have asked the Israelis for money to stop his network of businesses from going under in return for his silence. His business was more than £3 billion in debt, and he desperately needed.
Oh, girl. Wait a minute. When you talk about things of that nature, I don't know any of it to be true, you know? I'm just trying to tell you. Oh, Wani says, yes, I will be ordering mine soon. Yes. And you know what? This particular mug, it means a lot to me because I use pretty much grow through what I go through. Oh my goodness. I love my family. I love my team that's behind us, our tribe. And so, yes, this is this is the mug. Okay, hold on. This is the mug. Adjust your crown, Royal. And the description, this is the description. It says, greeting, Royale. Here's a reminder. When you find yourself drifting off into the past, I recommend this royalty to reel you back in. Hold on. I recommend this royalty to reel you back into your purpose, Queen Tulsa. So we can do that together. And that's your reminder. I put deep thought into why I'm creating something. I just don't want to, like, when I first got started, yeah, I created the mug. Not saying that I didn't put the hard work into it, but now it's more of a deep message. Like, what is it that I really want to reflect um from the royalties? These are royalties. So these are something that you keep. So adjust your crown, royal. Listen here, if you're at work, and then also we have unisex colors. So if you're at work, fellas, ladies, if you have one of those days, adjust your crown, royal. Period. Remind yourself, and sometimes, sticky notes are cool, but it's always good to have something that'll remind you, like a daily affirmation. So you can depend on that. Like, you know what? I'm gonna look down at my cup. If they say something in this meeting that doesn't resonate with me, or I'm not feeling it in my spirit. All right. So with that being said, let's continue.
Cash. According to the book, Maxwell had been expecting to receive a payment from Mossad, and his anchored yacht was waiting to rendezvous with Israeli agents. Instead, he was murdered and dumped over.
I'm gonna order the mint color one. Yes, doesn't it remind you of like the Tiffany? The Tiffany? Yes.
With the established connection between Epstein and the Mossad, it is easy to understand why he compromised his guests, and since he was finally caught and arrested, there were many people who needed Epstein alive. So, according to conspiracy theorists online, Epstein's death was faked. Jeffrey Epstein's suspicious death.
Where do you think all this footage is now? Do you think it's with the FBI? Do you think it's with the CIA? Do you think it's...
That is the question on everyone's mind. One thing is certain. Epstein may have had some sort of insurance to ensure that in case anyone tried to kill him, all the information that he had would go public. Therefore, everyone he was potentially involved with, from Mossad to the elites, needed him alive. However, the only way to do this was to fake his death and get him out of jail. Everything about Epstein's death is mysterious, which has led many to think that something sinister took place and that the official story was a cover-up. And as we will see, internet detectives may...
Yeah, but see, this is what I don't understand. If they locked him away, I'm assuming that he would be like on some type of 24-hour watch, right? Why would he have the necessities, or it's just really not making sense to me, but maybe it's not supposed to make sense to me, you know? I mean, it is what it is. All right, let's go.
Have uncovered the plot to sneak Epstein out of jail. When a picture of Epstein's body was pictured and the photo uploaded to social media, internet detectives were quick to notice that something was amiss. According to internet detectives, the nose of the deceased body looked nothing like that of Epstein. While Epstein's nose, when he was alive, was straight and pointed, the picture taken as his body was being wheeled away from jail showed a curved nose. That was not the only body part that raised eyebrows. According to internet sleuths, there was also something off about his ears. They were not Epstein's, so how exactly did Epstein meet his alleged death, and what about his death made people skeptical? Well, to get the full story, it is important to delve into his long-known criminal history, as well as how he got to be in this position. In 2005, the first sexual abuse allegations against Jeffrey Epstein came to light when a 14-year-old girl bravely stepped forward to accuse him of molesting her at a Palm Beach, Florida house. This courageous act would set in motion a series of events that would eventually expose the dark underbelly of Epstein's work. Question on many people.
But let's talk about this. When we talk about Diddy, right? Cassie, broke wind and she filed that lawsuit. And guess what? She got paid within 24 hours. And guess what? Just because you paid me, if the federal agents or if the FBI or Homeland Security needs my testimony, I'm going to cooperate. Because if she doesn't cooperate, then the people will, if it happened, then she shouldn't have an issue with going back and talking about it. So she's damned if she do, damned if she don't. Let's talk about it. Whether she got paid or not, and the in Homeland Security's, like, this is not a just today investigation. And I think a lot of people are getting their panties in a bunch and they're thinking not logic. When you go to court, there's all type of investigations, there's discovery, there's all that. They're going to get down to the nitty gritty of it all. It is what it is. They're going to get down to the nitty gritty of it all. But sitting up in here trying to take sides, I'm on the side of rights. I'm on the side of right. Not in between, not on the left, not under, not over, not just a little bit. I'm on the side of rights. And sometimes, as our people, just because they look like us, I'm just going to leave that statement right there. Okay.
According to reports, the young girl claimed that she had been brought to Epstein's mansion by a female acquaintance from Royal Palm Beach High School. In exchange for money, she was coerced into giving Epstein a massage, which quickly turned into a...
Now listen here. Didn't Ava say that, she was out on the corner and P. Diddy saw her and pretty much he swooped her up and said that he was going to give her a good old life and he got permission from her mom. And, before she even said any of that, she said, "Hey, I'm Ava and I'm a Scorpio." Diddy said, "Introduce yourself." She says, "Hi, I'm Ava and I'm a Scorpio." It's the butterflies in the chat for me. I love it. Y'all drop the butterflies in the chat, please. Let's go.
Horrifying ordeal of sexual abuse. This initial accusation would prove to be just the tip of the iceberg, as more victims would come forward in the following years, shedding light on the extent of Epstein's alleged.
How do I? Let's take it back. I got to stop right there because remember, Usher, what did he say? He was 13 and he went over there and Diddy taught him and showed him what it was like. Come on. Can we get into it? Can we open up the door? Let's go.
Crimes. The bravery of this young girl in speaking out against her abuser would ultimately pave the way for justice to be sought for the countless others who had suffered at Epstein's hands. Following the courageous accusation made by the 14-year-old girl in 2005, Palm Beach investigators launched a thorough investigation into the allegations against Jeffrey Epstein. Their efforts aimed to uncover the truth and bring justice to the victims. During the course of their probe, Palm Beach investigators spoke with 5 alleged victims and 17 witnesses, gathering crucial information.
5 alleged victims. Oh my goodness. Listen here, when we see something, we got to say something, y'all. We can't be just, it's that, and I'm going to say it. A lot of people don't want to hear it, but it's that slave mentality. Oh, let's huddle up and girl, that drives me nuts. And y'all are come together and y'all know it's wrong. Girl, let's go.
About Epstein's illicit activities. These individuals provided harrowing accounts of their encounters with Epstein, shedding light on the disturbing nature of his actions. According to the investigative files, Epstein would lure the girls to his house under the pretense of receiving massages. However, these encounters quickly turned sexual, with Epstein using sex toys on the victims while he engaged in explicit acts.
Now listen here. My commentary, everything that I'm saying is allegedly. I don't know anything to be true, to be factual. The information that the content that we're listening to under the Fair Use Act, we're just reviewing and giving a live reaction.
Some girls even reported being paid between $200 and $1,000 for these encounters, with Epstein offering them additional money to recruit other vulnerable girls into his web of exploitation. The testimonies of these victims and witnesses painted a chilling picture of Epstein's modus operandi, revealing the extent of his manipulation and abuse. Their bravery in coming forward would play a crucial role in exposing Epstein's true nature and setting the stage for further investigations into his activities. As the investigations into Jeffrey Epstein's alleged sexual abuse continued, the legal proceedings surrounding his case began to unfold. In 2006, Palm Beach prosecutors sought to have Epstein charged with unlawful sexual activity with a minor and lewd and lascivious molestation. However, the case took a different turn when it
Lewd and child, listen here. I just ordered my cup. Off the website? Off the website? Thank you so much, Tangi. Because I need to sip my tea from my pastel blue. Won't guys do it. Listen here. Won't guys do it. I love you. Thank you so much for your support. Woo! Let's
was
go.
referred to a grand jury. In June 2006, the grand jury charged Epstein with 1 count of solicitation of prostitution based on the testimony of one of the victims. This charge, however, did not fully capture the gravity of Epstein's alleged crimes. In 2007, the FBI prepared a 53-page indictment against Epstein, which could have led to more severe charges. However, Epstein's legal team initiated plea negotiations with Alexander Acosta, who was the U.S. District Attorney for the Southern District of Florida at the time. In June 2008, Epstein pleaded guilty to a lesser charge of solicitation of prostitution and solicitation.
Listen here. That statement or that phrase is really true. Money talks, BS walks. You know, and some people will get in there, and as long as they can get paid off or they can get a cut or something, then they're willing to turn a blind eye and they're willing to put their morals and values aside, for a dollar. And see, is it worth it? Is it worth not telling the truth? Like I just when I'm looking at both stories, like the Epstein, and then you have the Diddy, and then you got people in a group of what Danity Kane, um, making the band. And then, if memory serves me correctly, didn't the choreographer did he have an encounter with one of the choreographers? Y'all let me know that. Thank you, Tangie Grace, for all your support. Wani11, we got Maria, we've got Miss Judy. Who else do we have? We got, listen here, charge it to my mind and not my heart. Let's go.
Of prostitution with a minor under the age of 18. This controversial plea deal resulted in Epstein being sentenced to just 18 months in jail, during which he was allowed to leave the facility for work release for up to 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. The leniency of this plea deal drew widespread criticism and raised questions about the fairness of the justice system. It also sparked outrage among Epstein's victims, who felt that their voices were not being heard and that justice was not being served. Following Jeffrey Epstein's release from jail in 2009, a series of significant events unfolded, shedding further light on the extent of his alleged crimes and the subsequent legal battles that ensued. In September 2009, Epstein's non-prosecution...
So this is my thing. When he was in jail, who was holding the fort down? I mean, who was keeping things going? Who was keeping things afloat? Who was his good Judy? I need to know. We need to know. Where is that black book? Where's those notes? Who knows something? I know y'all know something. Tell us.
Agreement, which had been kept under wraps, was made public. This revelation sent shockwaves through the public and ignited a wave of outrage. Dozens of Epstein's accusers, who claimed they were molested when they were underage, filed civil lawsuits against the financier, seeking justice for the trauma they had endured. The civil lawsuits alleged that Epstein and his girlfriend Ghislaine Maxwell operated an international sex trafficking ring, exploiting
Ghislaine Maxwell, that's how you say her name. Ghislaine Maxwell. Isn't she's serving a sentence? Yeah, she's in the big house. But that was, they were saying that she was a part of it. And when you think about these things, there are going to be people that sacrifice their morals and values and their souls just to get to the next level, or just to get a piece of money, or just to get be on that red carpet, or just to ride on a jet, just to have a photo saying, oh, this is my life. Y'all know people want to live beyond their means every day. We see it on reality TV all the time. Okay, let's go.
Young girls. Epstein began a lengthy process of settling the civil cases outside of court, attempting to avoid further public scrutiny. However, the allegations against him continued to mount, and the victims' voices grew louder. But in the midst of all his cases, there was one very sinister allegation that seemed to overshadow all the others. What if Epstein was not just a pedophile? What if he was doing it for someone else, and he was just the face of the operation? According to reports...
Get into that. Get into that. Because I feel like this is, in my opinion, from observation, none of this is fact. That would be an organization. An organization. Because you're not doing all this by yourself. You have all the stamina in the world to do that all by yourself. But child, they say Diddy don't like to get no sleep.
In 2008, Epstein pleaded guilty to charges of soliciting prostitution from a minor and was sentenced to a mere 13 months in jail, a controversially lenient punishment. It was during this time that whispers of Epstein's connections to intelligence agencies started to circulate. Some speculated that his light sentence was a result of his cooperation with intelligence agencies, specifically the Mossad. He was eventually...
Well, who was he telling on? Because Homeland Security said that they have been investigating Diddy for a bit. Did his name come up in those documents? Did his name come up for a give or take? For a lighter sentence? We got to look at this, everybody. Look at it from every angle. Listen, the Playboy, the Playboy Mansion, they had tunnels so then the celebrities could come in discreetly, right? So let's not act like tunnels don't exist. Let's not act like bunkers don't exist. Let's go.
Arrested on July 6, 2019. The death of Jeffrey Epstein on August 10, 2019 sent shockwaves through the world and immediately raised suspicions. How could a man who was under high-profile scrutiny and held in a secure facility manage to take his own life? The circumstances surrounding Epstein's death became the subject of intense speculation and fueled conspiracy theories that continue to persist. The official narrative was something that would easily pass for a Hollywood script. According to the official narrative, Epstein found himself confined to his jail cell in the Special Housing Unit, SHU, of the Metropolitan Correctional Center. This unit, designed to house high-profile and at-risk inmates, was supposed to provide enhanced...
So that's my thing. And I asked that earlier. Wasn't he supposed to be under some type of surveillance? Why did he have the opportunity to do that if they said that that's what he did? If he was at risk of deleting himself, why? I mean, come on now. It doesn't make sense. Why would he be left alone? Who lost their job? So whoever dropped the ball, then they need to take his sentence. Then they need to sit in his place and finish off that time. Let's go.
Security and surveillance. According to official reports, Epstein's cellmate was transferred out earlier that day, leaving him alone in his cell. This, coupled with the fact that the guards on duty were overworked and understaffed, created an environment ripe for potential foul play. As the night wore on, the surveillance footage revealed a series of irregularities and lapses in protocol. The guards assigned to monitor Epstein's cell were allegedly found to...
Exactly. It gives me the idea that somebody knew something. Let me go ahead and mind my business and let them do what they got to do. And then, I'm just going to wait for that, wait for the call or wait for the time. That's what it's given. Let me go ahead and mind my business. Let me go ahead and mop these floors. I ain't never mopped the floor up in this jail before, but baby, this it's a spot over there that I need to get tonight. And I need to get it out.
Asleep or distracted, failing in their duty to ensure his safety. One of the key factors that raised eyebrows was the apparent violations of jail procedures.
Yeah, exactly. Listen here. 1, 2, 3, get up. Listen here. Listen, instead of going to go check on them, they went and sat on it. You know what? Hello?
Epstein was supposed to be under constant surveillance, yet reports emerged that the guards on duty had failed to conduct regular checks and falsified records to cover up their negligence. This revelation only added to the suspicion that foul play may have been involved, but the story took an even darker turn when Epstein's first...
Let's talk about it. Y'all put y'all kids up. Put y'all kids up in the air. Because if this don't make sense to you, put your kids up in the air. Put those kids up in the air because it's not making sense to me at all, period. I'm just gonna keep it. Why is it his roommate leaves the room, right? He has supervision in there. So pretty much his roommate was the watch. So the roommate was the one that was doing everybody else's job. So they was going to get their money one way or another. That's just what it's given. Period. Let's go.
Suicide attempt came to light. On July 25th, 2019, Epstein was found semi-conscious in his prison cell with injuries to his neck. This incident raised concerns about his well-being and led to him being placed on suicide watch. As the investigations unfolded,
So listen here. He had a situation, then he was put on that watch. He had a situation, and then he was put on that watch. And everybody decided to do work detail. Not the trustees. The trustees got a break. Y'all sit down. You've been working too hard. The trustees, they got a break. The guard said, let me walk around here and do everything but go in here and check on this man.
Details emerged that added to the intrigue. It was revealed that Epstein had been taken off suicide watch just days before his death, despite a previous incident that had raised concerns about his well-being. This decision raised questions about the judgment of those responsible for his care and whether it was a deliberate move to create an opportunity for him to take his own life. Amidst all the chaos and controversy, there was one crucial piece of evidence that could have shed light on the events leading up to Epstein's first suicide attempt: the surveillance video. The footage from the jail's CCTV cameras outside Epstein's cell could have provided valuable insights into what transpired that day. But, as it turns out, this crucial evidence was not meant to see the light of day. In a shocking...
Absolutely. And listen here. I know I would have rather that footage be shown. Show it. Put it in a documentary. Put it in a movie. Let people know that, okay, you want to do this? This is where you're going to go. And you have people in there, because I know people probably wanted to, put hands on them, Let's keep it real. People probably wanted to put hands on them. Oh, so look, we can share our screen. Oh, let's get into this.
Thinking in a Neptunian sense yesterday, I kept saying Columbus, Georgia.
Are y'all able
She is still a Sagittarius sun with a Pisces rising with a Cancer moon. And I wanted to say several things I noticed about her chart. The first one being she had moon square Uranus. Moon squaring Uranus gives her an extremely inquisitive, analytical mind, and one that doesn't stay ruminating on one thing. It jumps almost in success.
Right. That is so cool. Okay, so give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, y'all bear with me. Y'all still here with me? Let me know you're here with me. Let me know. Girl, get into this. Okay, this is the one that I wanted to show y'all. Okay, this is the one that I wanted to show you all. Let me see. There it is. All right, let's listen.
Supposedly was found suicided, which to me is another word for murdered these days, usually kill themselves. So either way, I received the message over the text and I was like, let me focus on his energy while I'm running. So I tried to pull in on any strand of thought I could around his passing, and I could pick up nothing. It was like just completely a dead zone, no pun intended, but it was completely like nothing I could pick up. So that's not unusual when somebody first crosses over, unless you have personal interaction with the person and they come to you energetically. This was not the case with him. So I was trying to figure out what was going on, why this was in this way, why I couldn't connect with him. And I started to meditate on it over the next week. And the information I was receiving was around the situation, not from him. So let's just go into this in a little bit of an abstract way, because at times it's difficult to explain in lay terms to people. And I don't know that I understand myself. So I may have to take this